I'm probably one of the laziest people that you'll see making content online, but in the last 18 months, we've actually generated over $730,000 in total sales following this extremely lazy content schedule that I want to show you guys today in this video. So if you're a fitness and health coach and you want to learn how to make 30 days worth of content for short form, long form within 2 hours, I want to show you exactly how that works and exactly the same system that we use today. And if you stick around for the end of the video, I'll share with you our entire content strategy that we use right now in order to go ahead and generate hundreds of leads a month on top of our paid ads and any other marketing channels. A wise businessman once said, I would rather hire one lazy person than 5 hyperactive, productive people. The only reason is because the lazy person is going to find a way to build systems on how to get something done without putting in a bunch of work. Now, if you're a smart business owner, or maybe you're a 9-to-5 worker, you have a full-time job, and you're building your fitness business or health coaching business on the side, you don't have hours a day to make content. So for most people in that situation, the best thing that you can do is follow a simple, repeatable system that works even if you're working a full-time job. And by following the system, you don't have to post 3 times a day, but you're going to post as little as possible to get the ultimate bang for your buck and the most value for your posting schedule. And before we get into the actual steps, I will say if you're posting workout videos nonstop and you're only getting 47 views each time you post, stop posting workout videos. It's not because you're not in shape. Even if you are in shape, there are people in better shape elsewhere posting the same workout videos. Also, AI is so good that it can just recreate a Greek god doing the same exact workout. So you doing it doesn't really have any value on someone's life. Lazier fitness coaches are making 10 times more than you following this exact same process. Now, the first thing we have to understand when it comes to building awareness, building a brand, and building your audience in fitness, especially when it comes to content, you have to understand that whatever you're going to post, people have already done it 1,000 times. They've already talked about the carbohydrates. They've already talked about the glycogen. They've talked about the metabolism. Like, all of these things are not brand new ideas. Now, what might be a brand new idea is if you have an audience who's not aware about fitness, which chances are they won't be, the number one main tip I can give you is when you're talking about fitness, talking about giving advice to people, keep it simple. If you take a really complex thing like carbohydrates or glycogen, which very common to us, but if you take that and try to talk to somebody else about that, it's almost like you saying, well, how many gigabytes of RAM do you need in your phone? It's like, dude, I got no clue. So pretend like when you're talking to people or making content, nobody has any idea what you're saying. And if you can do just that one thing and dumb down the topics you're about to talk about, your content is going to do 1,000 times better, and you don't really have to change that much. But I digress. So I'm going to break down the 3 steps that you need to do in order to simplify your content, go ahead and reach more people, and get more sales for your program. So the first way to go ahead and simplify your content structure is understand you are already making the content. We're just forgetting to press the record button. So as a personal trainer, fitness coach, health coach, you're already making the content. You're already going to the gym. You're already cooking the food. You're already taking the supplements. You're doing your cardio. You might be helping clients. You're doing all of this already. The easiest thing I can tell you to do is if you're training a client, put your phone, this magical money printing device, put it on the side of where you're helping your client or maybe even doing your own workout and just film yourself doing the thing. It's the easiest way to go ahead and get content without adding any extra work. And if you want to be a real professional in content, go ahead and get a microphone on Amazon for like 20, 30 bucks. Like, it's not that much. Invest in your business, because if you don't, nobody else will. Get a microphone, attach it to your shirt, attach it to your hat or whatever, and talk about what you're doing in the moment with the client or what you're doing in the moment as you're working out. When you're documenting yourself doing the thing you want to help other people do, you become real. And the fitness coaches who just sit in their room and talk about working out or talking about helping clients versus the ones that actually help the clients, who do you think gets the most clients? The person showcasing that they know what they're talking about. So the first tip is, again, document everything you're doing. And it's not only documenting what you're doing, but it's showcasing your own results. Now, if I didn't show you a screenshot of our Stripe account, we did $730,000 so far in sales, and yesterday we had a $10,000 day. If I didn't show you that, and I'll just refresh it too, so you believe me. Refresh, cool. The real numbers. If I didn't show you that, everything that I'm telling you right now wouldn't be as valid, or you would take it with more of a grain of salt. But because I have results to back it up, because I have proof, what I'm saying is probably a little bit more believable. So if you are in good shape or you're helping clients, show people both of those. Showcase yourself working out, showcase yourself helping clients, and talk about what you're doing with them and talk about what problems you're solving with that client. And doing that over time is going to have people buy into you versus people buying into your program, which also people got to buy into you first before they buy whatever you sell. So if you're trying to sell something and push it down people's throats without them actually trusting you first, good luck. Not going to work. The second thing we got to do is go ahead and create connectivity pieces. Now, like I just said, you need to go ahead and connect with people, have them buy into you, your story, your upbringing, your struggles, so they can buy into whatever it is you're selling. Business is not business to business. It's business to consumer. In business, there's no such thing as B2B or B2C. I firmly believe it's B2P, business to person. And if you want to get even more granular, it's person to person, because no one's just buying from justinfitness.com, right? No, they're buying from your name, Justin, Connor, whatever it is. Like, they're not going to buy from this corporation because they love the corporation. They're going to buy from the guy that's on the phone because they trust the guy on the phone. And the best way to get somebody to trust you is to create connection content. This is going to be content possibly outside of fitness altogether, but showing people and showcasing your life day to day. Now, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that for most of the day, you're not lifting weights or doing cardio. Maybe you're doing that for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours tops if you're insane. And the other hours of the day, you're either working with clients in the gym or you're working a 9-to-5 job and you're doing your entire thing separate from fitness. Chances are at some point you have to go home and eat food, or you're eating food at the gym. When you talk about things outside of fitness that are happening to you in your daily life, maybe your relationship, you got into school, you got grades, you bought a new house, got a new car, whatever it is, these are all different points for people to relate with you on. Now, if you only talk about fitness and you're only the fitness guy and you have nothing else about you, you become a stale record. This is something that says the same thing every day, all the time. And if there's anything I know about humans, is that if we have the same thing happen to us every single day, we get bored and we get complacent. Chances are when people look at your account and they see the same post, the same topic talking about every single day, they will also get bored and just leave. When you're making food, when you're going ahead and waking up, when you're dressing for the day, document yourself doing everything else outside of fitness. A simple example would be if you're making food or you're meal prepping, show yourself cooking food. Show yourself making it super easy and super simple, so that if you're talking to busy parents or you're talking to people who have really high stress jobs, they don't have a lot of time for fitness, health, mainly the most common objection you get in your entire business, showcase yourself actively doing the thing that solves that problem, because chances are if you can do it, other people are going to see you do it and feel like they can do it as well. The third type of content that you should be making as a fitness coach, personal trainer, health coach is you need to go ahead and make conversion content. Conversion content is the simplest. You're going to show a transformation. You're going to show your own results if you don't have any client results. And then you're going to tell people exactly the problem you had or the problem your client had, the obstacle you had to overcome or your client, and you're going to show them exactly what happened as a result of overcoming that obstacle. Take the most common objection you get in your business or on your sales calls or in your DMs, and then say, look, before I was struggling with losing weight, I was 30 pounds overweight. I struggled with this problem. Sarah struggled with this problem. And like 99% of most people who need to lose 30 pounds, who have lost weight but gained it all back, she struggled with the same thing. She had no time to focus on her health or fitness. She worked a busy job and was stuck in traffic, so she was exhausted at the end of the day, had to go home and feed a family, and she was basically running on E for most of her life. Until we came in and we solved this one major problem. And then you insert whatever that solution would be, whether it's meal prepping, whether it's strategic meal timing, a specific method that you and your coaching program you do, your training process. We do 15-minute high intensity workouts, so she's in and out, doesn't even have to go to the gym. Like whatever your mechanism is, whatever your thing is in your business that separates you from everyone else, that's going to be your solution in solving this one painful problem. And then what you're going to do is show proof. You're going to show a before and after. You're going to show a video testimonial. You're going to show an interview of you interviewing your client on Zoom. Show your before and after. It doesn't matter. Visuals are really good. Screenshots are really good. Interviews are really good as well. There is no best one. If you have all three, even better. Then what you're going to do in this conversion-based content is you're going to say, if you are someone who also struggles to lose weight and keep it off for more than 2 months or 2 years, I want to give you the key to success. Now, here's where you can go one or two ways. There are two paths when it comes to conversion-based content. You can go the free resource path, which I've done myself, and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in fitness. Or what you can do is the direct call to action, which is a hard offer to go ahead and get more information about working with you and seeing if you have more spots on your calendar this month. I recommend testing out both. If you're going the free resource route, what I would do is create a free lead magnet to solve one key problem in your client's day. So if it's, I don't have time to work out, create a free resource that helps them solve that problem so that they run into the next problem, which is, well, I can't implement because I have no discipline, which is ultimately the problem when it comes to fitness and weight loss. But the whole thing about the free resource is that it's going to lead them naturally to the next problem that they need to pay you in order to solve. Because let's be real, if free or cheap worked, people wouldn't need to pay fitness coaches or personal trainers. Now that's the free resource route. This works very well if you have the right systems and the right strategies in play. That's what I use. We still kind of use that to this day. The direct to offer route, this is a little bit more simpler. So if you're brand new, just starting out from scratch, I usually have my clients doing a combination of both, mostly going to be the direct to offer, because if you have low hanging fruit, this is what we call people who are close to you, they know you, they trust you, they already ask you questions about fitness and health, but they don't know that you have an offer or you're helping people in fitness. This is where I go ahead and do the direct to offer approach. I reach out to people or I make content going over this exact same transformation. Then I say at the very end, if you or you know somebody who needs to lose 30 pounds in the fastest and most easiest possible way without giving up XYZ, then I want to invite you to go ahead and send me the keyword shred, fat loss, mom, whatever it is. DM me this word or comment this word underneath the post. I will send you more information of how I can specifically help and if we'd be a good fit to work together. That's going to be a very direct call to action. The reason why we have two is because there are two different intent types with both of these posts. The first one is a free resource. Their intent is not to go ahead and work with somebody. It's to get a resource to solve a problem. Now, you're going to get more leads off of a free resource because there's less friction in the process. But you're going to get a lot more people who are not open to wanting to work with somebody or pay to solve this problem. Now, that's the trade-off. With the direct to offer, you're going to get less leads, but each lead is going to have the intent type to want to pay to solve this problem. So the idea is, so there's no perfect way to make this conversion-based content. It's really what your skills and your strengths are right now. If you're really good at talking to people on sales calls, I would go ahead and push them to a direct to offer. If you're not that great and you want to do a little bit of market research and you want to warm people up as they go, I would do free resource. Now, as a bonus, if you have extra money per month that you want to spend getting more leads rapidly, running paid ads is going to be a very good idea only if you have already made $5,000 to $10,000 per month in your business and you've done that for a month. Now, if you have not made any money in your business, do not run paid ads. It's only going to expose what is broken and what's not working in your business. Now, those are the top 3 pieces of content that you need to start making as a fitness coach. And it is the easiest, laziest way for you to start getting leads in your business, start getting people to trust you, start getting to build authority, start building authority in your business and around your personal brand, and actually get people to listen to you. Without doing those 3, you are simply going to be lost. People are just going to look at you like another personal trainer, another commodity. And when you reach out to people, or when people do reach out to you, they're not going to take you seriously. Now, if all that made sense and you want a shortcut of how to actually solve this problem, maybe you're making content right now, it's not landing, maybe you're posting 3 times a day and people still aren't looking at your stuff and they're not engaging, you're getting no leads, no sales, and you're pretty much just burnt out working your job and doing this on the side. Underneath this video in the description, I have our entire launch blueprint. It's a $37 course. It's honestly such a steal. We give this to all of our clients who come in and work with us one-on-one. This is the first thing I have people do, and kind of like the low-hanging fruit that we talked about earlier in the video, this is how you go ahead and make the specific post that I've personally made in my own fitness business. I give you my exact same post to go ahead and sign up your next 5 clients in the next 72 hours. So I would highly recommend getting that underneath this video. It's only $37. It's a steal. People have made thousands and thousands of dollars off of this one small course. So I'll go ahead and plug that underneath the video if you want to check it out. But if you're a fitness coach, health coach, and you need help growing your business, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to this account. If you haven't, I know if you won't, but if you're here, go ahead and do both of those, and I'll see you guys in the next video.